So, how long do you keep your friends? So, my wife and I were just talking about this recently and kind of reflecting on friendships and sort of the question of, how long do you keep when I say how long do you keep friends, I don't mean it to sound as if like you dispose of friends after a certain amount of time, but um, it's interesting how how long friendships last can vary really dramatically. Um, you consider the difference between like a childhood friend that you keep up with throughout your entire adult life versus, a friend at work, a coworker that ends up being a friend, but as soon as you quit your job, 2 years later and you go do something else, they drop out of your life basically. And so I don't know. I think on average, it feels like women do a little better at keeping friendships long distance. Uh, I know I do a super lousy job of keeping friends when proximity is gone. So, like, if our regular life, like, if I'm not bumping into you at church or work or whatever, um, I tend to do a really bad job at keeping up with friends from a distance. And I think about people who I've had some really great times with in the past. I even miss them, but I rarely actually take action to reach out to them and be like, hey, how's it going? You want to do something? That kind of thing. So I do think friendships are important, and I think there's kind of two sides of it. On the one hand, I think it's just most practical to have friends who are already doing the same things you're doing. So going to the same church, maybe hanging out, doing the same hobbies you are, or whatever, right? Because when you've got a family, you've got a career, and if you stack in other activities purely as like friendship stuff, like time can get really filled up really fast. And my family is a priority right now. I recently had an invitation to go hang out with some guys at a cigar lounge, I think, and they have, I think, lively discussions, and it sounds like a great group, a fun group, something I'd probably really enjoy hanging out with these guys. Um, but it's like, well, that's another night out of the week to be gone, and I don't really see that happening. Um, so I do think different people definitely put different levels of priority on their friendships. And, I definitely feel that friendships certainly deserve a certain level of priority. I think you could even say scriptural as far as, we're meant to be Christians in community, not just kind of isolated in our own little virtual islands or whatever. But, at the same time, you still have to reckon with just bandwidth and time and all those things. So I don't know that I have it all figured out. I do hope to have friendships throughout my entire life. I hope not to become an old man and have zero friends around. And I do think that I think like long-term friendships I think are really cool. I don't by virtue of the different changes we made in our lives from church to geography, et cetera, like I don't feel like I have very many of them anymore. Like I definitely have people who are like I have family, extended family and that kind of thing that are sort of enduring friends in the sense of like if we have a reason to connect or if we bump into each other, like yeah, there's still that connection there, and you could say. But as far as like um even people from like back when I went to a mission training school in Thailand, most of those people I just don't connect with much at all. And so, yeah, maybe that's something I need to get better at. How about you? You do a good job of keeping your friends, of staying friends for a long time, keeping those up. And how do you fit it into your life?